Instagram is one of my greatest sources for business, but for whatever reason, so many realtors struggle to find any sort of consistency, traction, or just general success on it. My name is Tony Angelos. I'm a realtor with eXp, and I'm here to tell you today that we're going to fix that. So before we get started, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help me build my channel. It'll mean a lot to me, and let's get right into it with our foundations first. Okay, so foundations. Let me ask you a question. Who is your Instagram for? And that's not a trick question. Who is your Instagram trying to tell a message to? Are you looking for first-time home buyers? Are you looking for luxury listings? Depending on who you're trying to reach, really ask yourself, does the content on my profile really match up to the types of things that I want to convey? I'm going to link in the description down below some really great, different realtors on Instagram that are wildly different in terms of who they're looking for, but they're very effective communicators of that. So I'm going to link them down below. You can check them out. They're all great profiles. But that's the first question you need to ask. The second thing you need to do, if you have not already done it, is think about your name. What you might not know is the nameplate, the little bold section of your profile. That's actually searchable. So if you go on your Instagram and you go to your search bar and you type in whatever, you'll see people pop up. And for example, mine is Tony space that line and says Chicago real estate. So if anyone types in Chicago real estate, there's a chance that I'm going to populate on that. If yours is just, if I just put Tony Angelos, that wouldn't pop up with anything with real estate. That is a searchable document. That is a searchable tag. Make sure that that at least in some way conveys your title in some way. That's a must. The second part is your bio. What are people going to see when they go on your page? Your bio is very important because immediately it's gonna be the first thing they look at. And what your bio has to do is tell them what you can offer them. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They care about what we can offer them. So if you look at mine, for example, I believe it says helping millennials buy, sell, and invest. Chicago-based realtor, broker with eXp. Like, these are all descriptive things about me, and it tells them exactly who I'm trying to communicate with. Millennials, buyers and sellers and investors. This is what I could do for them. And then the content obviously is going to follow into that because, if you have a real estate page and you're posting, videos of your dog, we'll talk about that in a second, because right now we are going to talk about strategy. Okay, strategy. First things first, consistency is king. You've probably heard it before, but consistency is the most important thing in anything that you're doing with real estate. Whether it's social media, prospecting, follow-up, consistency is king. Now, a lot of people struggle with consistent content. So one thing you could do is like the Plan app, Plann. I'll link that in the description too. But that is a content planner that could help you organize your profile so that you could keep content in a consistent and in some way a systematized way. Another thing you can do is batch content. I basically spend one Saturday afternoon every month for about 2 hours, and I batch tons of reels. And as I'm on Instagram over the course of a month or whatever, when I see something that is, I like the post or I like the sound, I'll save the post, I'll save the sound, and then when I go back to batch all my content, I'll look at what I've saved in the past and see, where can I get ideas from. And I'll make another video about how to batch content and, the types of posts you can make, things you could do. We're not going to talk about that right now because it'll take forever. But there's a million things you could do. You'll never run out of ideas. And like I said, I'll make another video dedicated entirely to that. So what kind of things are we going to be planning out? Well, you got your stories, you got your posts, you got your Instagram Reels, and you have Instagram Lives. And those 4 things are all going to go into rotation. Just like a follow-up strategy. If you were texting somebody over and over and over again, and you never threw in a call, and you never threw in an email, and you never threw in a letter, they'd get really, really sick of you. You need to give them variety. And each particular thing has its own purpose. In your stories, this is where you build trust with people. You build trust, you show them your personal life. This is where you show them the videos of the dogs. This is where you show them cooking with your significant other or your spouse, your kids. Like, this is where you do those things, because they get to realize, wait a minute, that's a person. That's not just some realtor trying to get a commission. That's a person that I could see myself hanging out with. I like that person. I trust that person. I feel like I know that person. That's what your stories are for. Now, posts are becoming a lot less valuable. And this is an area where I see a lot of realtors go wrong, at least in my local market. This is also an area that you could really separate yourself from, because while so many of us are just posting things on our feed that really don't provide any value to anybody, and it lowers their engagement and ultimately lowers the amount of eyes they can get in front of, this is an area where you can really separate yourself, because while other people are posting things like, just sold, new listing, things that don't really provide much value. And I don't mean to offend people, because I know that you might be thinking, hey, I post this stuff all the time and I get likes. How many likes do you really get? 15, 20? How many people really see that post? Really ask yourself if you're really getting the results you want from posting that kind of stuff. Those types of things, what they should be done is posted into your stories, and then you could have a highlight on your page for new listings, just sold, whatever those could be. And you could use that as almost like a testimonial booklet or like a portfolio of like your past work. But on your feed, they don't really have a purpose. Really, Instagram is moving away from posts. They don't even consider themselves a photo sharing app anymore. The only time you should really be posting things to your feed, like pictures, is either if it's something special to you, like maybe you had a great night with your significant other, or like as a way to just kind of another way to build trust and familiarity about who you are as a person, or like a carousel or an in-feed shareable is what they're called. In-feed shareable, meaning that the content on it is more likely to be shared with other people. You see this with memes, you see this with relatable content. These are the types of things that people are going to share to their friends. Those are the types of things you can do in posts. I'll give you an example just really quickly. One of my most reached posts over the past year was something that was like a carousel of 4 things you could do in Chicago this weekend. And it was a carousel, and it was like what to eat, what to drink, where to go, what to see. And it got shared like 30, 40 people, which was way higher than any post I've ever had in the past. 30, 40 people sharing my post was a lot. It still is a lot for me, to be honest with you. So posts kind of dying down unless they're valuable and in-feed shareables. So let's talk about growth, because this is really what you're interested in anyways. But before we do that, make sure you like the video and hit subscribe. It means a lot to me. Thank you very much. But let's talk about growth now. What Instagram wants us to do is utilize their new features always. Reels have a tremendous amount of organic reach. And what you can be doing with Reels is you could batch them, like I said earlier, you could batch them all in a weekend, put up sounds on them, and you could look at other realtors to get ideas of what you can post. Another feature that Instagram has is the collaboration. You might have seen this on your feed recently. People can collaborate with each other. That post gets on both feeds, and it allows you to reach a new audience. Collaborating with other industry professionals is hugely important because it exposes you to new audiences. So collaboration, that's another tool people want to be using. Instagram Lives. Typically, this is not a huge growth tool. I acknowledge that, but it is a very important thing to be doing regularly. I run a weekly show on my Instagram called Let's Get Real. But what I do on Let's Get Real is I invite other industry professionals onto my Instagram Lives. And what happens is like their followers get notified, my followers get notified because it's Instagram Live. You get pinged to the top of everyone's feed because you're live now. So it's a great way to stay top of mind. It's a great way to expose yourself to new audiences. And it's also a great way to expose your audience to other industry professionals. What does this do? Well, this serves as a way to show that you're an authority, that you know a lot of people. If they have questions, you're the person they're going to want to go to because you know all these people. Instagram Lives can be a really effective tool, and you can talk about anything. Like, who do I bring on? I bring on investors, I bring on coaches, interior designers, builders, even other realtors, because they have valuable stuff for my client base and I want to expose them to that. But I learned stuff in the process too. If I have a builder on and I get to ask a builder about the building process and design process, like that's information that I'm also learning and developing myself in the meantime. So reels, collaboration posts, Instagram lives, these are all things that you could be doing to grow your organic reach. And as you post more and more, because consistency is king, like I said, as you post more and more, Instagram recognizes, they see that you're utilizing the features they want you to be using, you are going to get favored by the algorithm. And that's what everybody wants. You're going to get favored by the algorithm, and more people are going to start to see you, more people are going to get exposed to you. And as more people get exposed to you, you're going to get more followers and more likes and more engagement. And it's a tremendous way to grow. But how do we turn that growth into clients? So we're going to talk about right now getting leads from all of our growth. So here's the thing. Your followers kind of already are leads. They're effectively your sphere of influence, and this kind of flows into one of my previous videos about building and engaging your sphere of influence. But you need to be consistent. You need to be top of mind, and they need to recognize you as an authority in the real estate industry. This is part of just, a content strategy that hits them every single different way. You got your stories, your lives, your posts, your reels. They see you everywhere. You're omnipresent. And when they have a need for real estate, they're gonna hit you up. Another really cool hack that I like is that when you're posting stories, and you could post engaging content on your stories, like polls or quizzes or ask me anythings or whatever they might be, when people respond to those, well, they have shown some interest in your stuff. Typically, what I've found is that the same people engage over and over again. They like interacting with your stuff. These people you should be reaching out to. You should, you can message them directly from their post results. You can thank them. Thanks for voting on my poll. Did you really think that? By engaging with them, they're going to really appreciate that. They're going to appreciate that you reached out to them. And another thing that you could do, and I just recently started doing this, is when you get a new follower, you can message them. Hey Bob, thanks for the follow. I saw that you're this or that from their profile. Take some blurb out of their profile. Hey Bob, thanks for the follow. I saw you're this or that. Just want to let you know that if you have any questions, I'm here to help you. You're not selling anything, you're just providing yourself as a source of value. You might get a lead, you might not, and truthfully, I just started doing that today, but I'm going to test it. I'm going to see how it goes, because we have to test, and regularly measure our results. That's how we grow. So that's something that I just recently started testing. And lastly, you have to remind people that you're a real estate agent. Even though they're seeing your posts, even though they're seeing your reels, you have to remind them that you're a real estate agent and you're open for business. Whether it's talking about it in your stories or leaving it in your caption in anything that you're posting to your actual feed, remind people that they can reach out to you for business. This is how we're going to get business. We have to ask for it. And as you do this and you post consistently, leads will start coming in. Sometimes it happens, in a linear fashion where every time you post, people might reach out. Sometimes it happens where you post a few things, nothing's happening. You might think it doesn't work, but then you post your next one and 5 people reach out to you. Hey, I'm looking to buy right now. Do you think you could help me out? So consistency is king. I've said it like 3 times in this video. Consistent, and the results will come. Your Instagram will grow. You will gain traction. You will build a following, and it might not happen as fast as you'd like, but stick with it and you'll see the results. All right, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me as I continue to build this thing and provide value to you. Reach out to me, connect with me on Instagram at Tony Angelos, and let's connect, let's talk, let's throw some ideas back and forth. I'd love to collaborate with you, and we can build each other's Instagrams. This is a community and I want to grow with you. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.